This is your Adventist News, a service of the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. I'm Charlie Thompson. In this week's broadcast, Adventist educators inspire young minds and pastors unite for Alzheimer's awareness. These stories and more on this week's Adventist News. World Teachers Day, which is celebrated on October 5th annually, recognizes the endless sacrifice educators make in imparting knowledge and inspiring minds. Here in the South Bahamas Conference, the teachers of Bahamas Academy, our educational institution, continue to prepare the hearts and minds of students from K-3 to grade 12. Our Tamika Fox has more on this.
In a career dominated by females, we here at Bahamas Academy on this World Teachers Day want to highlight our men in education. We want to hear from our men the significant contributions they're making in the society in education today.
We need males in education to model and be the example to our young people, particularly our young men, what it is to be a male in this society. I have spent some 31, 32 years in education now and 21 in administration. So I've been in education for a while. The experience have been, at the very least, tremendous. And I am happy to say that I've made an impact in the lives of many young men and also young ladies.
A male figure inside of the school plays a very important part where he has to sometimes be the father to that child. You have some families that don't have that father figure, and where that father figure is missing, you have where students act out more. And so the male figure in education is very important. And how I'm a physical education teacher, I get to meet and talk to a lot of students. I get a chance to actually solve some of their problems what come to me, and I sometimes have to pray with them to be there for our students.
As a teacher cadet pursuing a place in education, I would like to make a significant contribution to ending the stereotype of males who enter this job field, which is highly dominated by females. And so it is very important for us to spread the word of God as we teach students so that they can be knowledgeable and make the right decision.
I gained my interest in teaching by helping out students in my school community, Bahamas Academy. I found delight in helping them excel in their subjects that they may be struggling in. And I just want to help other students, to be better in subjects that they are struggling in, because at the end of the day, we need to help one another. A teacher that greatly affected me was Mr. Kelvin. He was a really nice grade 5 teacher. Although I never got to experience his classroom, I actually got to interact with him on many occasions.
My boys or my young men, I see myself playing the part of a role model for them to emulate later on. They may not want to be a teacher, let alone a math teacher, but I think that the way how I carry myself, my deportment, number one, the way how I interact with them, both male and female, and even the way how I share with my homeroom children in particular for my worship sessions. I see that as being very vital and very important to us here at Bahamas Academy.
It's a job you have got to fall in love with. If you don't, then the job is not for you. But at Bahamas Academy, one of the things that I really like is, as a male, I'm able to teach what I believe. I'm able to preach what I teach and teach what I preach. And I think that one of the greatest impacts I have on the lives of my students is the role I play in their spiritual lives. I encourage them with strong devotional thoughts, tidbits while I teach. And it is my hope that as I continue to do this, This will help to shape the students not only for this world, but for the world to come.
The Bahamas Alzheimer's Association held a candlelight vigil at the 66 Steps on Saturday, September 21st, 2024 at 7 p.m. for World Alzheimer's Month. Pastors representing different denominations prayed for various categories and persons who were affected by the disease. Representing the South Bahamas Conference and praying for persons who are living with the disease was Executive Secretary Pastor Leonardo Raming. World Alzheimer's Month takes place every September. This global event takes the opportunity to raise dementia awareness and support people affected by the disease. Living Faith Seventh-day Adventist Church on Friday, September 27, 2024, was filled with Bahamas Academy elementary students, teachers, and faculty, along with parents and guardians who showed up in full support of the Honors Convocation service. South Bahamas Conference Education Director, Mrs. Juliet Sands, brought greetings and celebrated the students for their dedication and excellence in their studies. Using Proverbs 30, verse 24 to 28 as her key text, guest speaker, former nurse and educator, Mrs. Jacqueline Mackenzie Brown, spoke to the honorees and attendees about wisdom and being transformed by God using the examples of the ant, coney, locust, and spider. She shares now some lessons that a spider can teach.
There are going to be times when you just don't feel like it, but you have to remain persistent and consistent in persevering toward your goals. Like the spider climbing up and making its web, as you're moving high and getting better grades, you must remember to always be grateful. And that means saying thank you and remembering those persons that would have contributed to your life.
The service recognized students who achieved a grade point average that placed them on the honor roll, principal's list, and excellence in various subject awards. October is National Youth Month, and in collaboration with the South Bahamas Conference Youth Department, each week we will highlight one of our outstanding youth in our conference. Our youth highlight for this week is Elroy Bryan from Bahamas Academy. Elroy is an entrepreneur at heart. He has served as a student leader on campus and in his church, and is currently the head boy and a member of the iconic class of 2025. He shared with us his favorite Bible verse, which is Lamentations chapter 3, verses 22 and 23. It is of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. When we come back, we will have more on what's coming up in the South Bahamas Conference.
Introducing Women of Faith, the second devotional launch by the Women's Ministry Department of the South Bahamas Conference. Enjoy 216 daily reflections written by women for women. The devotional is now available at the Adventist Book and Nutrition Center, located on Tonic Williams-Darling Highway. You can also call 242-341-4021 for more information. Each page will inspire you to live boldly and grow in your relationship with God. Get your copy of Women of Faith today and discover the beauty of putting your faith in God.
Welcome back to our Adventist News. And coming up in the South Bahamas Conference, under the theme, Homecoming, Let's Make More Memories, National Youth Month 2024 is here. The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture will host the Saturday service at the Hillview Church this Sabbath, October 5th at 11 a.m., with our SBC Youth Director, Pastor Manasseh Sims, as the speaker. The Pathfinder Rally will also be held this Saturday, October 5th at the Hillview Church at 5 p.m. Come out and support our Pathfinders as they share their testimonies under the theme, Jesus Camps With You. The Atlantic Caribbean Union will host its 2024 Women's Conference under the theme, Rescuing Your Value for Mission. The conference will be held at Atlantis Paradise Island from October 11 to 13, 2024. The international guest speaker will be Jill Maraconi, 3ABN Vice President. The Centerville Church Adventist Single Adult Ministries presents the Single Pulse, poolside spoken word event, a night of short stories and poetry. on Saturday, October 19, 2024 at 7:30 p.m. This event is open to SVC singles of every category and their friends. The Children and Adolescent Ministries Week of Prayer will be held from October 13th to 19th under the theme, The Hope That Saves. The Week of Prayer will conclude with a joint service on Friday, October 18th at 7 p.m. and another service on Sabbath, October 19th at 11 a.m. at the Berea Church on Blue Hill Road with Pastor Terry Tanis. The Maranatha Church Health Ministries Department is inviting all to a fun run walk on October 13, 2024, beginning at 6 a.m. It will begin at Seagraves Shopping Center to Yamacraw Beach and back. The Hillview Church will be hosting an evangelistic series open to all under the theme, In His Good Hands. The speaker for this series will be Ministerial Intern Elder Ramiko Young, and will begin November 3rd and run until November 16, 2024. Meetings will be held at 7 p.m. to 8:15 p.m., with off nights on Thursday and Saturday. Join the Men's Ministry Department for an inspiring and empowering weekend filled with fellowship, worship, and spiritual growth. The South Bahamas Conference Men's Conference will be held from November 15th to 16th at Super Club Breezes Hotel under the theme, Powered by God. Feel free to visit the South Bahamas Conference website at southbahamasconference.org to receive more information on all of our upcoming conference events. There, you can also view a rebroadcast of our Adventist News Update, along with other local programming from our cable channel ATV 658, and read the weekly Locus, as well as the Adventist page from the Nassau Guardian.
Studies show that good living preserves mental ability in middle age, and that there are things that we can further do to improve cognitive health. So don't wait to start living healthy. Before you assume you're developing a serious health problem, such as dementia, be aware that your brain changes with age, both in terms of its size and structure. And these differences can, and usually do, impact how well it works over time. Even as these changes happen as you age, Everyday Health provides us with 8 tips to remain mentally sharp as you get older. Number 1, control your cholesterol and blood pressure levels. High cholesterol and high blood pressure increases your risk of heart disease and stroke, which are thought to contribute to the development of certain types of dementia or severe memory loss. Number 2, don't smoke or drink alcohol. Number 3, exercise regularly. Regular physical activity is thought to help maintain blood flow to the brain and reduce your risk of conditions such as high blood pressure. Number 4, maintain a healthy diet. What you eat can make a big difference in how well you think and remember things. It's best if your diet emphasizes foods such as green leafy vegetables, other vegetables, berries, and seafood. Number 5, stimulate your brain. One way to keep your mind active is by learning new skills. Number 6, socialize more. Some studies found that making new friends or spending time with the ones that you have might be good for your brain. Number 7, nurture an intimate relationship with your spouse. This is said to increase the release of certain brain chemicals that boost cognitive function. And lastly, number 8, play brain games. Playing memory games, or any game in general, can help keep the brain healthy. A healthy retirement starts today. I'm Laverne Stirrup, and this has been your health tip, courtesy of Adventist Television. And remember, 3 John 1 verse 2, which says, God wants us to prosper and be in good health.
Let's go now to the Adventist News Network with our news feature from around the world.
While biking with his wife in Colorado and the United States, Jim suddenly went into cardiac arrest. Fortunately, Advent Health porter nurse Nick Johnson was nearby and quickly stepped in, saving Jim's life. Watch the emotional reunion as they meet again in the hospital.
There he is.
Oh, no, there he is. It's finally nice to meet you.
You too. You too. You look a little different.
I bet I do. I bet I do.
Good, though. I was on a bike ride from the reservoir. I just rounded the corner and he's on his back and hopped off my bike right away and jumped on the chest, as we say at work, and then just didn't stop. Paramedics would get there eventually, so just to keep the strength up to go until they got there.
One of the things you also did that I think you need to know, when you said what you did and the way you said it, like, I am in control, I know what I'm doing, it was just like, I could just fall by his head and give that to you. And that meant the world, because that's your world, that's not my world. And that meant a lot.
It's almost over here. I get to go home today, so.
You are going home today?
Yes.
Today.
Amazing. Oh, I didn't realize it was today.
And it will be less than 100 hours after a full cardiac arrest. What do you think of that one?
See you on the trail.
See you on the trail.
What an exciting encounter. Let us follow Jesus' example by being his hands and feet to those we may meet along the way.
Well, that's it for our Adventist news from the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. To share what is happening at your church, please email your news stories and upcoming events to sbcadventistnews@gmail.com. To view a rebroadcast of the Adventist news, along with other programming, and to keep in touch with what's happening at our conference, visit our website at southbahamasconference.org. The SBC Media Network's Facebook and Instagram pages are filled with lots of material from the Communications Department, so you would want to check those out. And remember to subscribe, like, follow, and share. You can watch and listen to programs from our radio station, we're at SBC 88.3 FM, and our Adventist television channel, ATV 658. Get updates, insights, and first-hand information from the SBC Media Network as it happens. The programming from ATV 658 can also be viewed on the South Bahamas Conference YouTube channel, so feel free to watch a recap of our Adventist news. On behalf of our production team, it was our pleasure to bring you tonight's news update. I'm Charlie Thompson for the SBC Media Network. Have a happy Sabbath.